Atlantis, The Lost Empire, a sci-fi fantasy Disney film that not many, if very few people know about.
Though its real reason for its unpopularity is a little hard to come by. If the movie had a clear and exciting storyline, then what led to its downfall?
Atlantis starts off with a strong and likable main character, Milo Thatch. Played by Michael J. Fox, our lead character Milo is determined to find the lost city of Atlantis.
To have such a famous actor playing the main role would be a great reason for this movie's success, right?
You'd think. Speaking of characters, there is a bucket load of great diverse personalities in this movie, ranging from comedic, ditzy, strong yet soft-hearted, and all-out evil. Could it be the result that maybe there was too many characters in this kids movie perhaps?
Or probably the chance that the backstories were too confusing for them to understand. The situations these characters go through, we believe are depicted for a much older audience, with people getting killed off, lots of violence, bloodthirsty mercenaries. You can see what we mean.
Maybe it was this mixture of target audience, switching from family film at the start to a more adult-themed movie at the end. The whole movie being animated was probably the only thing that was directed to kids.
Okay, and maybe the mole character.
Yeah.
Another factor that's been going around is the change of genre. We start off in a real adventure scenario on the journey to Atlantis, kind of like most action movies. Yet around halfway when they actually reach the destination, it becomes more of a science fiction fantasy kind of film. Though a lot of movies can be like this sort of genre switch is more for a live action, older audience kind of movie.
And I guess it'd be hard for kids to watch this because they usually watch movies for the colors and the magical animations.
And Disney is pretty well known for their vibrant color scheme.
But Atlantis only has one color palette, which is blue, brown, and gray.
And if a child won't rely on color, they'll go to the next part of having a basic story to understand. But I can't even say Atlantis has a basic story to understand. The whole back part, what happened when Atlantis went into its destruction mode, how the Atlanteans kept themselves alive all these years, it's confusing even for me.
You have to just watch it to understand.
Yeah, and even that sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay.
Leave it to pure fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even imagine how a child would feel watching this and try and understand it.
Also, the whole topic of Plato's Atlantis isn't usually taught to children until their late primary school, early high school years. So anyone who is younger than that won't really understand or grasp the whole story of it.
And unless you're a child who loves Greek culture and mythology, then there's a very good chance you're not going to appreciate the movie enough to really love it.
And even if you did, there's not really a lot of things in the movie that portray anything of this version of Atlantis being Greek.
Nothing at all.
No, they had like an Irish text from like a Viking shield, and the culture was not anything referenced to Greek. And the whole story of Atlantis comes from the Greek philosopher Plato and that whole era. So I'm just surprised. Even the word Atlantis comes from the word Atlas, which is a Greek titan, so...
They didn't really mention anything. It didn't even look Greek. I don't even know what race they're going for.
So that's probably another reason why this movie could have not been received well.
So it was a bit inaccurate. This is a movie that we personally liked the first time we watched it. Although we did see it in our preteen years, so we already knew what Atlantis was. It's not like we tried watching it when we were like 6 and would have had no idea, I don't know.
Even so, we were like 12 or 13 and we were having a bit of trouble understanding the entire storyline. But as we're getting older, we are starting to appreciate it more because it is a very well fantasized movie. And personally, I think Atlantis is one of the only Disney movies I want them to do a live remake of. Just imagine how good that storyline will be as a live action movie.
This movie should have been for an older audience, hands down. If it wasn't animated, it probably would have been more successful.
Honestly, I think the only reason why it did fail was because it was animated.
And maybe one day Disney will hear our prayers and make a real live version of it. Who knows?
So what do you think? Do you think that Atlantis should have been a live action movie? Or do you think they should actually go ahead and make a live action movie even to this day?
Let us know in the comments bar below, and until then, we'll see you in our next video. Bye!
You have disturbed the dirt! The what?